Hello again, it's Lock Noob, and this is kind of a cool lock. It's a, well, I don't know what colour you call it. I'm going to tentatively call it a mustard yellow vintage ISEO lock from Italy. And if I just take the front cover off, I've taken the screws off naturally, you'll see that this is actually an electronic lock. Not entirely sure how it works. This is the bit which goes through the door, so I think that is the so if I turn that, you'll see that as I open it, this little spring mechanism pushes on these. I assume that these are some kind of either electromagnets or solenoids, and that would somehow, once that's pressed in, would allow this to retract back. It comes with a little button as well. Sorry about the noise, put that down, which again you'd press. I assume that this is on the inside or something like that, so you can press this and it opens the door from the inside. I don't know much about these older electronic locks or how they work, but it's kind of cool. It's one of those eBay sort of bargains. I like picking ISEO locks, so you normally have some spool pins in, they're normally good fun. The only thing I would say is that I'm going to pick the external side here, which is obviously the one which would have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins in, but I'm probably going to gut the internal side, which normally would have much less pins. You'll see that the key does go in, but some of the bitting is actually like there, so I imagine it's only got like 3 pins in. Very common on these European style locks where the internal side just has less pins, and the reason being is I know, heart of hearts, if I start messing around with this, I'll never get it back together, and more or less we'll get to have at least a peek on the inside of the lock by gutting this side. It's not perfect, but it's what we're going to go with. So we're in the vise. Here is the key, 5 pins, not bad bitting, sort of standard here, but then it goes to almost like a 0 lift and then a maximum adjacent cut up to a high pin 5. Works very nicely, bit wobbly the plug there, but not too bad. Got a Peterson gem, got at the top of the keyway tensioner, made a bit of wiper blade just going through pin 3, pin 1 there. Didn't feel great, that pin 1, but it's all right. Nothing on 2. Let's go to the back. Pin 5, 4, 3, 2 there. I heard that little click. I touched pin 4 and we have an open. I want to count those pins actually. It felt like there's 4 pins, maybe there's 5. Let me just put this in, pull back. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that it's only a 4-pin lock. I think I only had to pick these 4 and then this. I don't think this cut here actually comes into play. It's very, very strange. Let's see if it's rakeable. I just got a Sparrow's worm here. See if put a bit of tension on, go in, give it a little jiggle. Oh yeah, straight open. Yeah, I really think that it's got less pins in this side than I think. Okay, so there's no spools in there at all whatsoever. Let's gut the other side now, because that will be achievable, but a bit disappointing for an ISEO lock. Was really expecting this to. I wonder if I might even. It's a bit. Yeah. I don't think I'll get in there with my gut wrench because it's set inside. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use some pliers because it's actually like set down, so it's very hard to do. So I'm gonna use these. There, that'll do. Now I can just pull that off. Perfect. Really not expecting anything at all spectacular in this. It will be just on the other side, probably 3 instead of 4 pins, and other than that, wholly unremarkable, I would imagine. But at least it'll be a quick gutting. So let's just pull that out. Yep, 3 pins as we suspected, and not great for an ISEO. Look how much room there is there. That's incredibly poor tolerances compared to like a modern ISEO lock. You know, some of the ISEO locks I picked are lovely, are like genuinely lovely picks. Let's have a look at one of those pins. Where's my tweezers? Are they tapered? Maybe that's the reason why. Okay, so they're tapered pins, but badly tapered, and with quite poor tolerances. So they don't work like a nice normal tapered pin where you might need to pick it a few times. It's just gross. I'd like to see what these driver pins are like, whether they're also sort of tapered or rounded to make it, which would also make them easier picks as well. Slightly rounded, but they're not too bad. Nothing special, they're all standard as we suspected. So yeah, a bit of a disappointing lock actually. Quite a nice one from its aesthetics, in that sort of vintage mustard yellow, but it's not as nice a pick as most ISEOs, I have to admit. And these tapered pins really don't come into play at all when I picked it. Didn't find they did anyway. So yeah, a bit disappointing, but there you go. Which was a bit easier, harder to pick, and had more pins in it, but we can't have everything. Right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.